Good evening and salutations, my Days of Allies fans. I had to sit there and redo it because I said GH. So Marlena meets up with Susan, and she practically is like, "All right, well, you can go home." And I'm just like, "Wait, what?" I was just like, um, "Do they know? Do they understand that? Yeah, Susan wasn't intentionally trying to hurt people, but because of her actions, Kristen hurt a lot of people and tried to kill a lot of people. But she just walks on out of jail. Like, are you serious?" And at first, Marlena was like, cause Susan was like, "Well, how's that possible? Like, how am I not, like they're not throwing a book at me, pretty much." And Marlena was like, "Well, here's the thing. I convinced them that she took advantage of you, of your childlike state, um, her mind frame, pretty much." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I mean, I guess I'll run with it." But like, it was just like she knew, like she helped a convicted felon escape out of jail. But it was just, it's fine. She has a childlike mind. It's okay. We could just let her go. Okay. All right. I guess that somehow makes sense. It really doesn't, but plot. So whatever. So with that being said, Susan goes back to the house with everyone, and she's sitting there talking to Brady, and she's apologizing. Brady's like, "Nah, it's cool. He's whatever." And of course, Marlena's like, "So, pretty sure Roger's missing right about now. Um, so when are you leaving, pretty much?" Um, and so Susan gets some tea, and apparently she, I don't know, goes out another way, like another entrance or the window or something like that. And she goes to go see Kristen. And at first she's a little bit upset with Kristen. Kristen's like, "Listen, I apologize. I didn't mean to leave you in there that long. And, sorry." And with that being said, Susan's like, "Okay, alright, I forgive you." And first of all, I'm just like, why are you going to go and see this woman? Like, what are you doing? You already got manipulated by her once. What was your plan? You were just gonna go in there and sit there and give her a piece of your mind? That was the plan, right? Cause that's just stupid. You should just keep away from her. I mean, Marlena only got you out because pretty much she sit there and says you're simple. And so she goes there and she's like, "Okay, alright." And, Kristen's like, "Alright, so just give me a hug. Let's be friends." And, well, Susan does that. And, well, apparently, Kristen knows some Vulcan-like way of incapacitating people or something. And she does something. I guess she hits like a nerve ending or, I don't know, pressure point or something like that. And she knocks her out. And I'm just sitting there laughing like, "Oh, of course she did." And she escaped once more. I'm not gonna lie, the minute she walked in there, I was like, this is such a bad idea. And Kristen's like, "Cool, thank you." Because at first she tried to get Chad to help her escape, but Chad was like, "No, I'm not doing it. Like, listen, I don't care if we're family or not. I'm not doing it." Because at first he came in there, he was tight. He was like, "Yo, you did this to Kristen, you hurt a bunch of other people. I mean, you did this to Kate, you did this to a bunch of other people. Like, what are you doing?" Like, he went off on her. But after a while, they kind of calmed down, and, Chad was... It's funny, too, because Chad said something that I was like... When, Chad was like, "Why'd you do this for?" And, Kristen was like, "Well, I love him," and stuff like that. And, Chad was like, "This is your version of love?" Like, what? Hold on. This is your idea of love. And And when he said that, I was like, listen, Chad, I know I've been pretty hard on you. And there's probably a good chance I may still be hard on you, but you know what? Every once in a while, you will surprise me. And that was good. Because he called her out on something that was like, yo, what are you doing? Anyway, they kind of calmed down, and, he was like, I'll be there for your, for Rachel, and, step up and stuff like that. So they had a good talk. But of course, he asked, since, Chad said no to Kristen, the minute Susan walked in, it was like, yep. So, at this point, Susan's on the ground. Kristen's like, well, I'm sorry. You're way too trusting. The sad thing is that I want to call Susan names, like I really do, but because she is, well, mentally challenged, I feel like it would be mean for me to actually call her names. Anyway, she's on the ground, and as she's about to walk in, as she's about to walk out, because, she switched clothes and everything like that, and Ava walks in. Now, Ava pretty much had an earpiece, like she was pretty much going back and forth with Gabby. Because Gabby walked in, and, Gabby was being Gabby. And, this Ava was like, I'm dating your brother, yada, yada, yada. Now, Gabby was like, listen, my brother has not actually had the best luck with women. Do not screw over his heart, okay? Because if you do, I'm coming after you. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, I get that you're protective of your brother, but the minute she walked in, she was just being like rude to her. But here's the thing, she was like, make sure you don't screw over my brother. When Kristen saw Ava, Kristen was like, alright, so just pretend you didn't see this, look the other way. And Ava was like, I can't do that because he'll never forgive me. But that's when Kristen reminded her that apparently she saved her life. She brought her back to life or whatever. So she was like, you owe me. And with that being said, the minute Rafe walked into the room, he sees Ava trying to wake up Susan. And at first when Susan wakes up, Rafe was like, he's calling her Kristen and everything like that, but he realized, the way that she's talking and stuff like that, he knows that it's Susan. Now he asked Ava, like, what's going on? Like, did you see Kristen? What happened? And Ava lies. So, yeah. Pretty much, granted, she didn't do it on purpose. Okay, she didn't do it on purpose. She was looking out for her friend. She owed her friend, her life pretty much. So she pretty much was just kind of paying it back. But it was like, at the same time, you lied to him. Gabby just told you, don't hurt your brother. Don't hurt my brother. And you're doing just that. It may not seem like a lot like she's doing it intentionally, but yeah. Lie by omission is still a lie. Now, at some point, Gabby does go to the hospital and sees Jake. And, Jake is watching over Kate and everything like that. Now, Gabby pretty much is like, she asked a question, and I listen, I know I'm gonna get smoke for this, but I'm gonna sit there and say it anyway. So she pretty much asked Jake, because she's still worried that Jake is going to, take back Kate and act like whatever they did was like, oh, it was kind of just an accident. You were just kind of there. I didn't really know, like, whatever. So she's still feeling insecure even after Jake kind of reassured her the first time that they're still good. But Gabby's like, so you're going to sit there and tell her, right? Right? You still going to tell her, right? Like when you going to tell her? I'm like, Gabby, why don't Kate wake up first? And I felt like Gabby was sitting there pretty much telling Jake to sit there and tell her the minute, like 5 minutes after she wakes up, that, oh yeah, by the way, I'm with her now, and I'm not with you. So, bye. Like, he's gonna tell her. You know, you don't need to sit there and kind of keep reassuring, like, poking her and stuff like that. I mean, poking him to sit there and tell her. But here's the thing. Kate wakes up. Kate is blind. Okay, she can't see anything. So now I'm just like, Also, she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember walking in on Kaden. I mean, she doesn't remember walking on Gabby and Jake or anything like that. The only thing that she remembers is talking to Susan. You know, after being excited for the trip and shopping and stuff like that. That's the last thing that she remembers. So now she's blind. And she's holding on to Jake. And Jake just has this look. And I'm like, you know, bro, I really can't blame you. Because here's the thing. What is he supposed to... I mean, granted, yes. He could sit there and still tell her, okay? It will hurt like hell. You know what I'm saying? He'll feel bad for doing it. The look will be kind of bad as far as like... Because here's the thing. He tells her that, yeah, by the way, I know you're blind and everything like that, but, you know, me and Gabby, we hooked up. And I always loved Gabby, and I was just kind of using you to get over Gabby. And I don't want to be with you anymore. I just want to be with her. Optics-wise, it's just going to look bad. It look like you just... Because there's something that she says, she's like, this changes everything, right? Like, now that she's blind. And he's like, yeah, you know, it does or whatever. But it's like how's he going to sit there and tell her that she, you know, she's blind? It was already... Here's the thing. It was already going to be hard enough for him to sit there and tell her that she, you know, he's leaving Kate for her, for Gabby. But now she's blind? Yeah, I kind of understand. But this is going to be bad. Because I feel like he's not going to sit there and tell her. He's going to feel so guilty, so bad of leaving her and being like, oh, well, I can't sit there and leave her. She's blind now, you know? Like, Gabby's going to get fed up. Listen, I know that she's human. I know she has a heart. And I know she doesn't, you know, she doesn't want, especially being her state, she doesn't want Kate to get hurt this way. But she's human, you know, and at the end of the day, she wants to be with Jake, and, you know, she's gonna be hurt, and I can't blame her. So this sucks. So Rafe comes over to Xander's place and sees Nicole. And Rafe is like, so what's going on? Why are you here? I mean, you hate that guy. Like, what are you doing here? And Nicole pretty much is like, yeah, but here's the thing. He wants a job, and I'm kind of, you know, I'm by myself. It's a lot of work. I can use his experience, you know. And Rafe is like, no, like that doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you doing? Like, this makes no sense. And Nicole pretty much is like, well, hold on. Nicole is pretty much like, listen, he worked for the competition, so he'll have inside knowledge as far as trying to beat you know, Titan. I think that's, yeah. He'll have inside knowledge on trying to beat Titan, so like he'll be a good fit. And Rafe is like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not buying it, but here's the thing, I need to talk to him. I don't have time to sit there and try to decipher whatever you're saying, because it's pretty obvious that he doesn't believe her, but he wants to sit there and question Xander. So he tells her to leave. This is after he tells Nicole, by the way, he tried to kill Sammy and Lucas. So this is the guy that you still want that you want to work with? Like still? Really? And Nicole leaves because Nicole has to sit there and try to convince Brady to hire Xander. Oh, this is going to be a good conversation. So she leaves, and Xander is pretty much like, so what's going on? Because Sammy said you tried to kill her. And Xander's like, well, you know, she says a lot of things. She's Sammy, and I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this woman is always making up stories. And long story short, you know, I guess Rafe doesn't have enough to sit there and bring him in, so he leaves. But he's like, you know, listen, stay away from Nicole. She's my friend. And Xander says something along the lines of, you know, it's not like, you know, I seduced her or anything like that. And, you know, Rafe says something along the lines of, you know, as if you could. And I was like, I was going to sit there and say, I was like, technically he did. But here's the thing, though. In a lot of ways, he really didn't. She was drunk. She was sad. And she hasn't been with a man in a really long time. Okay, so it's not like he just, you know, he was... I feel like I'm trying to make a joke out of this. It's not like he actually seduced her. You know, she was just literally at her lowest, you know, at a really low point. But, you know, he smiles and that ends that scene. Now, here's the thing. Nicole gets a text from Xander and they're saying, yo, listen, you better sit there and sell this. You better sell me, because if you don't, marriage is ruined. I'm sitting there thinking, here's the thing. When Nicole was sitting there trying to tell this, you know, this fake story that Rafe clearly was not believing, I was just sitting there thinking, you know, Nicole, you can do yourself a huge favor and just tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you wouldn't have to be blackmailed by Xander into keeping your secret. I mean, Eric chose to stay for another 3 or 4 months. Your marriage is practically over. Which, by the way, I'm not going to sit there and fully blame Eric, because, once again, she said it was okay for him to go practically on the other side of the world only days after they got married. But the point is, she knows in her heart her marriage is pretty much over. I mean, he already extended his trip twice. Like, she's upset, and she's understandably upset. So I'm just like, yo, listen, you don't really have anything left to lose. Tell the truth. Try to work it out with Eric. I mean, at this point, he's already practically gone, so it's like he kind of already checked out. Just tell the damn truth. But no, she doesn't do that. So she tries to sell Xander to Brady. And she's like, hey, I've been kind of swamped, and I decided to take on some help, so I want to hire Xander. And Brady's like, that's funny. That's cute. But Nicole's like, no, I'm not joking. And Brady pretty much is like, you must be out of your damn mind. So this conversation is going to be great. I hope that when tomorrow starts, that we can get this conversation going, because this is going to be good. And yeah, Kristen leaves, and she pretty much is like, you know, this is going to be the last of me, you know, like Salem will see me again. So, yeah. Question is, the woman that's playing Kristen, is she the original actress, or did they like switch her with somebody else? I don't know. I don't know the backstory behind that whole thing, but I don't know. It should be pretty interesting. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Catch you in the next video.